Alright, so Marvel Rivals has a pretty big toxicity problem when it comes to the game's community, and I just want to talk about that a little bit today. The thing I want to talk about is how a lot of the toxicity in the game, and this is really psychology, people are usually toxic in games because they have something going on in their life that is bothering them. Now, this has happened to me too. I've had stuff that completely just was ruining my weeks, my months, whatever, just had stuff completely shutting me down, and I would take my anger out on video games and yell at people in games too. That's something that's happened with me, and I think it's really giving the toxicity is giving the game a bad rap now. And there's another thing. The game is also pretty much judging you, and what I mean by that is pretty much you have a scoreboard. You're going to look at the stats every single time. You're going to see how you're performing. Everyone's going to see how you're performing and stuff like that. People are going to type in chat, stuff like that. And that creates a vicious cycle of needing validation from just the numbers, just from winning, and just from other people on the game. And I have fallen victim to that many times as well. And I have noticed the patterns. I've been looking at the patterns more and more as I keep playing, and notice, like, I don't need to think like this, because here's the thing: you will not enjoy the game you're playing. It doesn't matter, like, you're playing Rivals, you're playing Call of Duty, you're playing Overwatch, any FPS game, you won't enjoy it if all you're worried about is how you perform. If you're only chasing that end game, if you're only chasing what happens right at the end instead of just having fun, learning new things when you play. Just remember, don't be hard on others. All right, it's just going to make everyone else unhappy, and it causes just a wave of toxicity because people get tired of being looked down upon. People get tired of chasing that validation. People get tired of all of that kind of stuff, and what that becomes is anger. And when it becomes anger, that's when the toxicity shows. That's when communities get bad raps, that's just how it is. One other thing I want to talk about too is there is a certain mindset that people have with games these days, with FPS games, and it is especially hero shooters, and that is the solo queue mindset of people thinking if you can't solo queue and win your games all the time, solo queuing, that you're bad at the game. There's basically saying if you're playing with your friends, you're bad at the game. And that's one thing. That shows that the format is fundamentally flawed, that people are too selfish, and usually people say that because they need something to validate them. And this is the thing. It is a team-based game. You are going to perform better when you're playing with people you know you can play with, and play around what you know you can play with. Playing with friends is always going to be a better experience than solo queuing, and that is just a fact. Like, for example, I used to play Apex Legends. I always queued with a full group of people every time I played ranked. Every single time. Because I knew I could play with them. And guess what? I got up to masters in that game. From playing with people I knew how to play, from knowing the maps, from knowing this, and we all knew how to play around each other and all help each other. So I just want to say, like, don't take that personally if anyone says that. Don't listen to them, because truly what matters is learning and having fun and trying to improve. That is all that matters. But yeah, that's all I really want to talk about in this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.